This is Roo, y'all. Hey, you gotta sit so they can see you. Oh, I gotta sit so they can see you. I can't be moving the camera around so much. Oh, I like that scratches. Okay. Look at there. Look at there. Ah, no, you just want pats. You just want the pats. So Rue here is my familiar. She helps me with spiritual stuff all the time. Alright, I'm gonna pause the thing and turn the camera so I could talk about you, Rue. So that was Rue, y'all. She's very needy. I had to go give her a treat and stuff, so now she's over there doing her thing. So this is gonna be the story of ROOS Mimic. There'll be another story that Rue actually gets more involved in, but Rue has come into visions if things have become too dangerous, or the entity that is trying to communicate actually starts trying to harm me, or if something else is in the vision, or somebody else, like children and stuff. So she's actually manifested into these visions, which have nothing to do with her. Like, it's hard to explain how the visions work, but something, it was about 2 months ago. So this is recent. This is like super recent, which I was talking about it on my Facebook page as it was happening. But something decided to mess with my Ruru. And it started off by, I heard Rue barking. Now, Rue likes to go outside. And while she's outside, she barks. All the time. She barks at the wind. She barks at the ground. She barks at the rain. It don't matter. She barks in circles. I don't know. She doesn't actually chase her tail. I've never seen her actually chase her tail, but she runs literally from one end of the yard to the other end of the yard, just all back and forth for hours sometimes. So it's not uncommon to hear her constantly going off while she's outside. But at night we try to bring her in at night, because we can't have her barking all night long. Now, when I get home from work sometimes around 5 a.m., I do let her out and the barking commence. And people, if you want to complain about that, the rooster is crowing already when I pull in my driveway. If he's a crowing, she can be barking. That's the way I look at it. So, you know, my neighbors have any complaints on that, that's my brain process on it. So Rue, I heard her barking while I was in the tub one night, and my first thought was, oh no, I need to go let Rue in, right? Because we can't have her out, it's dark. And so I got, dressed and all that, and I walked to the house, to the back door, and I opened it, and, hey Rue, come here, Rue. She didn't come. I was like, where's my dog? Like, I'm looking outside, back and forth, I don't see her. So, I called her again, and she came from the hallway, from in the house, to go outside. Like, she was already in the house. I looked at her and I was like, that's weird. You're in the house already? I was like, okay. I dismissed it like I was just, I don't know, something. I made a mistake. Like, I must be hearing things. So the second time I heard it was a few days later, and I was standing in the main bathroom, our bathroom, the adults' bathroom, the big one, um, talking to my husband. We were fully clothed, guys, fully clothed. I think he was trying to cut his hair or something, and we were in there discussing something, I don't even remember, but it was trivial. And I was standing there, and I heard it again, that barking, super loud, right by my window. I have a big, like, window over my tub, and so, like, sometimes Rue, when she runs back and forth, or she knows I'm in the bathroom, she'll bark, like, right under that window. I don't know. I guess she knows I'm in the tub. She can hear the water. I don't know. Well, then I heard that barking again, real loud. And I said, oh man, I gotta go get Rue. Like, somebody left Rue outside. So I walked through the house. But this time I'm a little more aware, like, the thought to look for her in the house on my way to the back door. Because that first incident got me, like, it's weird because I'm not normally wrong. I mean, I'm a seer. I get a lot of things right. How can I mistake my dog's barking? Like, I know her bark. Like, I hear it all the time. So, I did walk, as I walked through, and I got to the hallway, I noticed her on the couch, which I'll have pictures at the end or throughout this of Rue, like, laying on the couch and different things. I mean, obviously the story's about her. Y'all want to see her. She's beautiful. So, yeah, Rue was just laying on the couch chilling, and she leaned her head back to look at me, like, hey, I'm right here, you know. And so I actually walked back into the bathroom and stood in front of my husband and was like, did you hear that barking too? And he replied, no. But you said you did, so it was basically, you know, yes ma'am, in the subject, you know. She hears it, okay. She's gonna go do whatever, you know, let the dog in, whatever it is she feels she needs to go do. I'm not questioning it. That was the guy's process thought. So I was like, but you really didn't hear it, like, for your own self, like, with your own ears. He's like, no. But he wasn't paying attention either, he said. So I was like, I'm not going crazy, am I? So I later asked my kids if they've heard it. And one said no, which happened to be my son. And my daughter, who also has special qualities like I do, said yes. She has heard it. It's annoying. And I asked her, I said, do you know if it's Rue or if it's something else? And she replied, sometimes she's not sure. But there's been a few times where she's heard it, and she knows that Rue is in the house. Rue doesn't bark in the house. And if she does bark or growl or do something at the house, in the house, it's usually like something urgent. Like, I've been in all day, like literally, it's been raining and I refuse to go outside. And now I really just can't hold it. Like, please let me out. Like, or the dog across the street will come over here in our driveway, and she'll sit by the window and tell him a piece of her mind to get out, but he can't hear it through the window. Or maybe he can. I mean, dogs have good hearing. So, I don't know. Her and the dog across the street, they have this weird feud thing going on. So, but the final event that made me pretty much tell this thing off was Rue can hear it, and I know she can hear it because sometimes when I be sitting on the couch playing my video games, yeah, I play video games, yeah, or watching my TV, you know, my shows or whatever, and she'll be laying either on the couch next to me or on the floor by my feet or whatever, and I hear it, and I pause like the TV, and I listen, and I'm like, I hear that thing again. But she's right, like, I know it's not her because she's right there, like, right in eyesight. Like, she'll pick her ears up and, like, turn and, like, listen, like she's listening to. And she started growling at it. And I'm like, oh, okay, so she's not liking whatever this is. Maybe she don't like something imitating her. Who does? Maybe she knows it's annoying or it doesn't belong here, whatever it may be. But I'm not questioning my Ruru. If she don't like it, that means you gotta go. So I tried to get a glimpse of this thing. But this thing doesn't seem to have a solid form. It's like a chaotic ball of energy that kind of keeps shifting. I couldn't get a solid bead on its original shape or even consciousness. Like, I don't think it's dangerous, but it can be. I'm not gonna lie, yeah. It was a black mass, but if y'all play Pokemon and y'all know the Pokemon Ditto, it's pretty much was like a real life, but not cute and purple. It was black and like constantly just almost like a black liquidy type thing, shifting and not sure what it wants to mimic or be. It seems to mimic things like, you know, obviously Rue or some other creature, which could be dangerous if it mimics something dangerous. So whatever it is, it needs to like leave us the hell alone. It could have just not wanted me to see it. So I mean, could have been a bluff move on an entity that didn't want me to know what exactly it was too. So there's that. The last time that I particularly heard it, I think it tried to get into the house and to kind of creep in somehow. And I was sitting at the counter in the kitchen. I think I was doing something on my phone. I don't know. I was preoccupied, right? And Rue was laying in the kitchen, in between the counter and the dining room table. There's like a space. And she likes to lay on that cool tile floor because, you know, she's fluffy. So she was laying with kind of her back towards the counter and, you know, her feet towards the table. And I heard it. I heard the barking, but it was light, like kind of like a whisper, but bark, like very, you know. And I heard it, and my first, I don't know why, but my first instinct was to look at Rue. And I mean, she's right there in the corner of my eye. I could see her. She's like, look, right there on the floor. And I looked at her, but I was very quiet about it because I didn't want to startle her. And she went from laying straight, just laying there, all spread, like her leg, to her front. She's kind of sat up a little bit, and she looked directly over there in the corner of my dining room, which nothing was there. There's a chair, because the way the table is. There's a chair in the corner, but there's nothing else over there, because the chair's there and nothing else can fit. But she looked directly in that corner, and like her ears popped up, but they went back. And anybody that would have dogs and understand their different body languages know that is a concern. That's not, I'm just listening. That's like, my ears backed up, my hair on the ruff is kind of puffing up a little bit, and she like was dead, like sight locked on that corner, and she was growling, guys. Like, she was like telling this thing, whatever it was, like, you in my house, like, no, that's not gonna happen. And she was doing this for I don't know, a minute or two. Like, it was a pretty long session there, with her growling, eye locked onto that corner. And I looked at the corner, and I felt the presence of something there, but I couldn't see it. I could have just not been in zone or whatever. But regardless of that, I'm believing my dog. I'm believing Rue. So I'm like, look, whatever you are, you need to get out of my house now. Like, that ain't cool. Like, no. You gotta go. You heard her. She told you to get out. And after a few minutes, like, I guess it left or whatever, because when Rue stopped, she turned actually to look at me. And of course I gave her loves, because, she deserves her loves and her pets, and she got to think a treat for, she's doing her job. She's protecting the house. Whether it be living or dead, she's protecting the house. The house is sanctuary. There is no spirit that is allowed in here without an invitation or good intent. So she knows this, because she don't bark or growl at my relatives that come to visit. She doesn't bark or growl, even be acknowledged when my spirit guides walk through. She doesn't even bother with, we have an entity we call Shadow Husband, but that's going to be another story for another time, y'all. Okay. But she don't even bother with him. But whatever that was, that's a no. So not only is it mimicking Rue and barking like her, and the travel sound is her same routine. So it's also mimicking her pattern, her voice, all that. And then it tried to come in the house. So what did I do to get rid of this? Or at least we haven't heard it in like the last 2 months that I know of. Well, I cleansed the house with the whole sage and stuff. So we know that sage doesn't actually get rid of spirits. It's more of an energy cleaning. Kind of like I'm sweeping the air, cleansing the air, any negativity, anything like that. So I did cleanse the house. I redid my wards, because obviously whatever this was able to get through my wards outside. So I was like, I might as well go ahead and redo those. I have holy water, so we did bless like the house too, and doorways, stuff like that. Anything that could be used as a portal type area in your house. We bless and lock those. Um, I work with nature spirits a lot. Dragons are a lot naturey. So um, I did give some offerings to the nature spirits who normally help protect around my borderlines of my property, and asked them to, if we could make sure that these walls are stronger, or up to date, up to code, because we don't want no more surprise visits from things that we are not sure of. And I think that's all I did. Oh, I did give Rue a bath. I didn't cleanse her with sage around it. Dogs' noses and stuff are really, really strong. But I did go ahead and give her a bath in case something got attached to her or something. I don't know. Just precautions. I gave her a bath and kind of, with the intent of like washing away anything that's not supposed to be there, dirt, fleas, attachments. You know what I'm saying? With that. And she got the zoomies after that. She enjoyed her bath. She can't have a regular bath, y'all. I know it's supposed to be a ghost story, but y'all know when people start talking about their dogs, they gotta tell you story. They rabbit hole. But this girl, I can't bring her to the groomer because I called them, and for big dogs, they don't have like a tub. They use like the hose and the shower thing, and they stand up and they scrub them. No, Rue don't go for that. No. Rue get pampered. Rue has to get in my garden tub, my big tub. Her water has to be on the warmer side, not like too hot, but it can't be cold. She put one foot in there and look at you like, what is this? So it's got to be, like, if you're warm, it's got to be just a tad bit on the hotter side. It's got to be up to, like, halfway on the tub. So when she lays down, it's soaking her. When she gets in there, she lays down. And literally, like, it's spa day. You have to rub her and scrub her. And she just be all over it, Yep, you missed the spot, She'll roll over and you get to do the other side. And Rue, don't do that stand up, wash me stuff. Rue does that. It's spa day, and if I could have cucumbers on my eyeballs, then that I would. But I'm a dog, and I'll probably eat them. But yeah, like, that is her. Yeah, and as soon as she gets her bath, she gets brushed. And her collar gets washed because she's a dirty girl. We live in a swamp, So I wash her collar, gets mud and stuff on it. I'm looking at her right now. Like, she's couch looking. I don't know why she does it, but she licks the couch sometimes. But yeah, she's my silly girl. So far, since I did all the cleansing and rewarding and protection and all, I haven't heard the mimic barking. My daughter said she has heard it, but I don't think, she's young, so I don't think she's hearing the mimic. There is a dog across the street that I do hear sometimes when I come home, and it's barking, but you can hear it. It's a distant bark, like he's way over there, but you can still kind of hear him. And her room's on the front of the house, so I think she might be hearing the other dog bark and thinking it was the mimic. But when I hear stuff like that, I do go around and check, like, sources, y'all. I'm not just like, oh, I hear some crazy stuff. Like, I'm like, wheels turning. Like, we need to debunk this. Like, what is it? So I have checked off when neighbor dog barks across the street. Okay, that's that. That's nothing. He's barking. He's a dog. He's alive. Stuff like that. I just told you about the times that are not accountable for debunking. Like, we can't, there's nothing there to debunk. And I would let Rue out so I could hear what it sounds like when she barks. I mean, it echoes kind of like by the window, which is like, I have one right here. Like, literally, she runs back and forth. You can hear it get louder, and then you can hear it kind of get distant once she goes to the other side. And then you can hear it coming closer, and loud when she's by the windows and stuff. So there's no mistaking, like, that barking was literally right by the house. Like I said, the other dog's barking is distant. You could hear it, but you can tell it's way over there, behind the neighbor's house, that he's barking up into this, night sky, whatever. Hello, anybody out there? I'm lonely, whatever he's barking for. Um, but yeah, if anybody's ever had an encounter like this, um, a mimic type entity, or has dealt with anyone like that, if you could share maybe what you did or your findings, because I mean, it didn't give me much to go on at all. Like, I couldn't get a solid bead on its solid form. I don't know if it doesn't have a solid form or it just wouldn't show it to me, and it kind of ran from me. So it gave me a scared vibe, like it was scared, but it could be bluffing. We know how some of these entities be. Um, some of them manipulating ones, they smart cookies. They make you try to think something, but they really act as something else. So, um, but if anybody's ever had a encounter like this, feel free to share any advice or what you found out, or any kind of research where maybe I could start, so that way I could look it up and see if we can make sure my wards and protection is up properly for it. Because it's annoying, and I really don't want to have to deal with something that's going to cause problems, especially with my Ruru. Um, she don't deserve to be mimicked like that. She's one of a kind. She is unique. Anyway, so uh, yeah, let me know what y'all think about it, and I'll catch y'all on the next one.